Alright, so a lot of you guys clicked on this video to learn and perfect your vintage soul samples. In this video, I'm going to be walking you guys through sound selection and playing the right melodies, and last but not least, vocals. I know a lot of you guys want to know how to do those XY nothing or AYN sound soul vocals, or even like Nico Baran vocals. Hope you guys enjoy, learn something new, and enjoy the video. Alright, so that is the final sample. There's only 3 layers. First, I started with the piano. Here is the original melody. I used keyscape, the wing upright. I first played a simple version, the main foundation on my MIDI keyboard, but I'm gonna show you guys the main melody I played. It was literally just these 3 chords. These are very, very simple chords. You guys can literally go up here to the stamp, select the minor 9th, and then just click in whatever your root note is. For me, I think it was D sharp, and you can see it's the exact same notes. I'm literally just playing minor 7ths, I think they're called. But this is the main foundation of the melody. Everything else you see, all the other little notes I added were all clicked in. The next thing is velocity is going to be your best friend when it comes to making these realistic piano melodies. None of these notes are all static like this. That sounds cool, but it does not sound as smooth and realistic as this. Helps make your melodies a lot more soft and capture that realism. The next very, very simple trick I did, but really brought this whole sample to life, is these little stab notes at the bottom. So when you have your progression, having a chord play at the end, or even just one little note and kind of just offsetting it, not only adds a lot of rhythm, bounce, but adds a very unique feeling to your melodies, because a chord really shouldn't be hitting here. You know, it's not the ordinary, but it fits so well in the melodies. Next, a very simple trick is literally just doing Alt-R to randomize the velocity and Alt-S to strum the notes. None of these notes are really on the grid. As you can tell, almost all of these notes are off the grid, but that's what creates the realism in these melodies. Now, the keyscape piano sounded already really good, but it sounded too clean. So here I have somewhat simple effects that are pretty easy to replicate. The first one I have is T-verb, and I'm using this room slap preset. When you do use reverb, I really recommend to use room preset to capture that realism of someone recording a piano live. I just have this preset and I turn the mix down a little bit to still have some of that original piano in there. As you can tell, I compress the piano a lot, and given that compressed sound, crunches it up a little bit and just makes it sound a little more saturated. Next, you have an EQ. I talked about this in some of my older videos, that if you want to make something sound old, a very simple trick is literally just taking out the highs. So yeah, that really helped lower some of those clean sounds. Next, I use a tape simulator plugin. I chose to use the J37 stereo. This is just adding a little bit of warmth, or you could always even use reels. I just went on here and I think I selected one of the tape presets. I just took out the noise and the hiss. This one really gave it the wow and the flutter effect, and really just made it sound like it was going through a tape. And then lastly, another EQ, I just used this wide piano stereo, and this one took out a lot of the lows and a lot of the highs. It just left the mid. So here's how it sounds without this effect. So this EQ is not only making it a lot more mono, it just left basically the mid. So after that, I went on to the bass. Now for the bass, I always use the same bass in every single one of my samples, and it's the Rhodes Piano Dark Bass. For the bass, I always use the same effect chain, where I literally just have a compressor with this bass presence preset, and then just a EQ, leaving only the bass and removing the mids and highs. I also made it all the way mono, and as far as the MIDI, here's what I played in. Now I copied this melody throughout the whole sample. I just added little versions of different little slides. Your main objective with the bass is to capture bounce, rhythm. Now that's really it for the main sample. Besides the vocals, that's the whole foundation. Now we move on to the vocals. Now the vocals, I actually have the live recording of me making these live, which I'm gonna play next. But before I play that, these vocals are very simple, man. It's just a bunch of layering. I have a couple like lead melodies that I recorded here, and then all these other small ones in between are literally just harmonies and layers on top. Harmonies is gonna be your best friend when it comes to making these vocals and making them sound full. As far as recording them yourself, you also wanna do a lot of vari speed. The sample is at 80 BPM, but I'm pretty sure I recorded these a lot slower. I recorded these at 60 BPM, and then when I was done, I sped everything back up to 80. But yeah, for the rest of the video, here's just the live recording of me recording these. Well, that's pretty much it for this whole sample. If you guys want vocals like these, I got 2 vocal kits on my website, Vocal Tapes 1 and Vocal Tapes 2. Vocal Tapes 1 is completely free. You guys can get it right now. It'll be the first link in the description below. That's pretty much it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.